Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for tonight. Monday, September 9th, 2013. Of course, the last Raw before Night of Champions. Taking place tonight live from the Air Canada Center, the ACC, in Toronto, Canada. My thoughts on tonight's Raw, the go-home show before Night of Champions. That was a decent Raw tonight, some okay action tonight. We had two returns that were advertised. But a surprise return that I never thought we'd see this guy back again after so many injuries that happened to him. So nice to see him come back. I'll tell you who that guy was in a little bit. First, we're on to the return that we knew was going to happen tonight. The return of the rated R superstar Edge, of course, Toronto's own, coming to Raw tonight to do the Cutting Edge back again. Of course, to set up the Randy Orton Daniel Bryan feud even more, and of course, to promote Edge's appearance on the hit show Haven. By the way, before I get any further, Toronto's billing as Bizarro Award was retained tonight. Chant crazy tonight. Rivalry, many crowds have been chant crazy like London, and New York, and New Jersey this year. So I think Toronto will probably be one of the best crowds of the year thus far. Maybe not as good as Jersey, but still decent crowd tonight in Toronto. They lead up with Edge with this segment. The Cutting Edge is supposed to bring out Randy Orton. Of course, the man that Triple H would force him to bring out because of, it's good for business. This business regime, the new corporation 2.0. And also because, speaking of Randy RKO partner was Randy Orton in that equation with Edge. But Edge decided to defy authority like no one else has done. Since I'm not on the contract, like the Big Show, who can't break his contract for rebelling. So I'm going to rebel because I'm no longer on the contract to this company. I'm going to rebel by having my guest instead be Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan came out. Crowd, man, this Toronto crowd was yesterday like crazy tonight. Basically, Ed said, Daniel Bryan, you're popular than hell, man. You're an excellent wrestler. You've been through these obstacles, been thrown these obstacles in your way by Triple H. You jumped through every obstacle that's been thrown at you. And now you have the one obstacle left to retain and regain the WWE Championship this Sunday in Detroit at Night of Champions. The Edge believes in Daniel Bryan. He believes that Daniel Bryan has a chance despite all these obstacles, all these adversities, and all the odds being stacked against him, with Triple H being a power-hungry bastard that he is in this storyline. So indeed, as Daniel Bryan was believing himself, and believing they should deserve a fair chance, yes, indeed, here comes Triple H. Here comes Randy Orton. This is when the promo gets really good here. When Triple H comes out, now I've said it a few weeks ago, that if this was still TV 14, they would be chanting asshole at him. I got a new chant. Thank you, Toronto. Thank you for Toronto for finally chanting asshole at Triple H. Finally, because the last time we were in Canada when Jerry the King Lawler had his heart attack, they chanted asshole and all this shit and shut the fuck up even. In Toronto, I think it was Montreal. There was even a holy shit chant tonight. So I was glad that Toronto brought back the TV 14 chant, especially the one that needed to be said a long time ago. Asshole to Triple H. Triple H should be used to being chanted asshole too. He's been chanted asshole so many times in his career, so he's probably used to it. He's like, I don't care. I've been chanted asshole too for 12 fucking years. 12 fucking years. I'm used to it, A big king of kings, And I love the buns that Edge used. I love like Triple H and Edge switching back and forth, trading insults to each other, especially Edge saying, I didn't have to marry my way into the Hall of Fame. That was a great bun against Triple H. Great bun. And it's true. Triple H did get in his position because he banged the owner's daughter. And Ed said another thing in his promo, said Triple H was wrong on a lot of people. Triple H said he ain't gonna make it. Triple H doubted guys like Jericho and Cena, who got booed even though he wasn't there. Thank God he wasn't. But anyway, the Triple H like, yeah, I made mistakes, but people's prove me wrong. And then your opponent's the guy that needs to prove me wrong tonight when he will get in that ring, take on Mr. Dean Ambrose in a one-on-one encounter. And also the Shield will be in his corner, but the Big Show will be in Daniel Bryan's. Continue this ongoing personal meltdown of the Big Show by forcing him not to put his hands on the Shield or he get fired. This storyline is getting very intense with Big Show, getting personal as we would see in our main event this evening. And Triple H made fun of Edge being a failure. It really burning him like Edge burned Triple H. So very intense promo there. And then Edge was later thrown out of the building by Triple H at the Edge mouthed off to him again in a backstage segment I predicted was going to be happening during the attack today. But Edge is advertised to be on SmackDown also this Friday. So probably see Edge there again there, but so there you go. Edge made a little appearance for this little TV show, which Triple H gave a cheap plug to. Triple H is the king of cheap plugs. It doesn't matter if he's part of the axe or in this case, a heel. So after that promo, here comes Kofi Kingston to take on Curtis Axel, of course, a non-title matchup with Curtis Axel. I'm saying that it's supposed to be Night of Champions this Sunday, yet as of this moment, it probably won't be official. The only title that won't be on the line is Curtis Axel. I thought the ad said that every title is on the line. Well, there's only one exception, the Intercontinental Championship. Because his handicap elimination match that Punk's going to be in with Heyman and Mr. Axel won't be for the IC Championship. Sad, really. Sad. Anyway, Kofi Kingston came in like a man possessed, trying to prove to Axel he deserves a title shot. Eventually, way down the line, he came in with this Jamaican Me Crazy move, even though he's not advertised to be from Jamaica anymore. That gimmick's been gone for a long time. Yeah, I caught it, Mike Adam Lee. Who cares? But I don't botch as bad as he does. There was some botches tonight, too, which I kind of mentioned. Anyway, Kofi delivered the SOS 2 times, but still, when he took down Axel, and Axel got disqualified by putting Kofi in the corner and wouldn't listen to referees break a 5. He punched Kofi in the corner and didn't break at 5 like referees should make him do, but he DQ for that, and Axel just kept on beating on Kofi Kingston even after the match was done, sending a big message to CM Punk getting ready for that match this Sunday. But Kofi got the last laugh by delivering the Trouble in Paradise to Axel. So Kofi could get a title shot eventually down the line. Too bad it won't be this Sunday. And Paul Heyman got a little injury that he thought, like, Paul Heyman's trying to weasel his way out of this match. Because, even Mr. Brad Maddox, despite being the heel GM and being Triple H's ass-kissing boy, he even guaranteed Heyman should be wrestling this matchup. But Boy was trying to find one last excuse to get out of this matchup, which was a fake bum knee injury that he apparently suffered during this occasion with Axel and Kingston. But while we would see what happens with that scenario, and if Heyman would finally weasel his way out of this matchup, or will he finally be stomped again? Because he is the lowest. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Anyway, on to our next matchup. Of course, we've seen a lot of people get punished and stuff for speaking their minds about this whole Triple H regime, because it's like the McMahon Helmsley era again. You speak out against the regime, you're against the regime, and you get punished. So we would see another punishment type matchup as Dolph Ziggler continues his unfortunate downward spiral. Following his handicap match against the Shield a few weeks ago that he lost, he was in a match tonight against Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt had the advantage in the early going of this okay matchup, with Bray Wyatt delivering all his decent punches and moves with some offense, wearing down Ziggler, wearing down the Show-Off until the Show-Off did show signs of life as he delivered some big Show-Off moves with some big elbows and punches and a neck breaker. But his elbow was, Dolph Ziggler was setting him for a suplex. Or he blocked the suplex of Bray and hits a leg drop and was ready to deliver the finishing blow and make a comeback with the zigzag. But with Rowan and Harper distracting Ziggler, then set up Bray Wyatt to take the distraction to his advantage and deliver the Sister Abigail move with the kiss on the forehead and a big move and a 1-2-3 victory for Bray Wyatt with the help of his followers. Wyatt gets the victory over Dolph Ziggler. I think Ziggler's getting demoted here because he's getting punished for his show-offy ways. He's showing off his mouth, and his mouth's, the old saying goes, when it comes to everybody who's speaking up against the regime, their mouths are cashing check. Their mouths are writing checks. Their ass can't cash. So there you go. After that, we have the segment involving Paul Heyman. Like I said, Paul Heyman was trying to find his last little maneuver, his last little loophole to try to skip the match against Punk this Sunday, the little handicap match. So he tried to bum a knee injury for his last-ditch effort to avoid his matchup. He came out in crutches and his own legal doctor and tried to, once again, take himself out of this match by any means necessary by saying that I cannot wrestle this Sunday without the doctor to prove it. So this doctor was, of course, butchering the real condition of Heyman, discontinuing healthcare until we saw Brad Maddox come in. Like I said, despite being a kiss-ass boy for Triple H, he brought in the WWE's doctor, the official doctor, to officially check on Heyman, give him his own little physical. And that doctor said that this doctor that Paul Heyman sent out was paid to butcher this and be for Heyman being injured, even though he's not really injured, and he isn't really injured. He is medically cleared. He will wrestle Punk this Sunday at the pay-per-view, but as Heyman was trying to fake his injury a little bit more, here comes CM Punk with the candlestick in hand, with the doctors clearing. He came in trying to nail Heyman with the candlestick, but Heyman, trying not to forgetting he was faking an injury, ran like a banshee, proving that he was faking the injury the entire time. And as Heyman went off to the back, Punk had no other options left but to beat up the other remaining people in the ring. That would be Curtis Axel. We got a little whipping from the candlestick, and even the doctor was not safe. The doctor, more of a crack than Dr. Shelby, got into the ring. Like, it looked like he was going to avoid further damage from Punk. Punk was like, hey, go underneath the rope. Like, you can leave. As he was in the middle of the rope, Punk nailed him, bam, with the candlestick. So there you go. Punk delivering his own message, said he will finally, despite all the attempts for Heyman to escape this, that the Wars shall get the ass whipping he deserves this Sunday in the handicap elimination match in Night of Champions. Now, there is a match added to Night of Champions. A tag team title match is finally going to be added. We're finally going to find out who's going to be the number one contenders for the tag team championships, but it will be in a pre-show. The pre-show match will be a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contenders. Now, I think the original plan was going to be Mark Henry against Big Show, but Mark Henry got injured. So that's why I think they've been doing this Big Show thing. This whole Big Show storyline's been kind of a distraction for Big Show to give him something to do until Mark Henry comes back. So Mark Henry injured. We're going to have this tag team turmoil match in the pre-show. The winner will take on the tag team title holders at the pay-per-view. It'll be Tons of Funk, Brodus and Tenzai taking on the Real Americans, Swagger, who will be there this Sunday. He wasn't there tonight, which I'll tell you why he wasn't there. The real reason why. I think all the sport fans are going to know why Swagger wasn't there tonight on Raw. Of course, the Usos will be in it. And the Job Squad, 3MB will be in it, along with my pick. And the team that I predicted will get the tag team title shot. And my prediction will definitely probably be right. The PTP, part-time players. I said it a couple weeks ago that in my opinion, the part-time players have been on a roll lately. And they deserve the shot if Mark Henry can't make it. And they'll probably win this match and get the shot against the Shield this Sunday. So there you go. Now on to a Divas 6-person tag. I I mentioned my tagline and I need to make a correction to myself that I thought the Divas title match wasn't determined yet, but I forgot they made the Fatal 4-Way match after the triple threat match between Naomi and Natalia and Brie Bella got interrupted by AJ getting involved, so it turned into a Fatal 4-Way match with AJ taking on those three women. So those three women, the stars of Total Divas, reluctant tag partners as they took on Oksana, Layla, and Alicia Fox. Talking about the job squad of Divas. AJ was once again at ringside on commentary. Typical short Divas matchup with the Layla and her team taking advantage of the early going by weakening Naomi and literally indeed trying to get some isolation, but indeed Natalia got the hot tag and came in attacking everybody, proving why she is deserving of, hopefully she'll be the new Divas champion, although I do like AJ and I like her new CM Punk approach by delivering that pipe bomb a few weeks ago. She's right about most of the Divas. Natalia's the only one I think she should not diss the most. Everybody else deserves to get dissed, especially those media whores, the Bella Twins. And basically 99% of the entire Divas roster who can't wrestle for shit. Say that for weeks now, my reviews. Anyway, Natalia got the big victory for her team as she delivered some big power moves, landing the sharpshooter on Alicia Fox. That was kind of cool to see a "We Want Brett" sign with the Natalia sharpshooter move on Alicia Fox. Another funny sign was Cheech 316. That was kind of funny. Now, with the next matchup, which was indeed R-Truth taking on Alberto Del Rio. Like I said, these Toronto fans, Bizarro World as they like to call it WWE, they will chant crazy throughout the evening, especially during this match. Like the Randy Orton Sheamus match in New Jersey and many other matches since, you saw random chants of Randy Savage, Michael Cole, JBL. You know, I thought they were going to chant the referee's name again. But the one chant they deserved to say was RVD. Because it goes RVD will be taking on Alberto Del Rio this Sunday for the World Championship. As Alberto Del Rio was in his non-title match against R-Truth. And R-Truth tried to fight his best. And he did some okay offense. He got booed. You know, a lot of people got booed that should not be booed. In America, they would not really not get booed, but still, you know, Bizarro World. Anyways, Truth did try to find some offense and did big moves, trying to do the splits and all that, but indeed, R-Truth could not avoid the inevitable squash that was to be losing to the former United States champion and current world champion, Alberto Del Rio. He delivered some nasty kicks, but there was one kick following the tilt-to-a backbreaker with that final big kick to the head, which set up the inevitable, the cross-arm breaker and the tap-out 1-2-3 victory, tap-out victory for Del Rio, sending a message to his number one contender, Rob Van Dam, for this Sunday at Night of Champions. Now on to our next matchup, which involved a surprise comeback. We saw Antonio Cesaro coming out with Zeb Coulter. Now, they said that Jack Swagger wasn't there because he's a true American and would not cross the border. Well, the real reason is he legally can't cross the border. Of course, smart fans like me know that Jack Swagger was, of course, arrested a few months ago for driving under the influence. And although he got acquitted, he probably has to do some probation stuff. And he's probably not legally allowed to cross the border because of this charge in his record. So he couldn't enter the country. So that's why he saw Antonio Cesaro solo tonight. Well, besides having Zeb Coulter with him. But we saw a return that wasn't advertised. Santino Morella's back. He's been out with a neck injury for almost a year, and now he's back. And the crowd went crazy. I don't know if we'd see him again. But, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of him sometimes. But he can prove that when he takes it seriously, he can be a decent guy. I remember he was in Elimination Chamber last year, and I thought he was an odd choice. But he did decently well, despite the inevitable he was going to lose in that Elimination Chamber match last year for the World Heavyweight Championship. He did have an okay showing. An okay showing in the beginning of this matchup as although Cesaro did attack him in the beginning, weakening him down, Santino got back into the groove, and his own little 3 moves of doom, with the hip tosses, landing with the the big drop, and of course, going for the Cobra. The crowd went nuts, but the Cobra was devenomized as Saul took that Cobra away and delivered an uppercut immediately after that. Saul took control for the later of the matchup following the early viewing from Santino Morella. But of course, as Santino was trying to come back, another uppercut was delivered to Santino. It was taunting him until he got taken by surprise with a roll-up and a 1-2-3 victory. Following a judo throw and a victory for a bundle, not a bundle slide, no botch there, little Mike Annally moment. By Santino Morella, doing a the horn, the trumpet. It's like, he's a great comedy relief guy. He's a good workhorse, despite the fact he's a comedic guy, so there you go. By the way, another Mike Annally moment. I forgot to mention one other thing during the Edge segment. That Triple H said to Edge, although you can't wrestle anymore, that doesn't mean we can't hurt the ones you love. The Shield kind of attacked Christian. Or in my words, in my opinion, a way to write Christian off since he's got a concussion. So I think they're going to write Christian off with this attack by the Shield because, like I said, he's with a concussion. Maybe out for a couple of weeks. Forgot to mention that during the Edge segment. Forgot to mention Christian getting attacked. Storyline-wise or not. So, there you go. Need to mention it out there. Like I said, there's always these little things I forget sometimes. And when I remember them, I just put them randomly in these videos, as you probably see it. You've seen my videos. But now on to our next matchup, which involved Damien Sandow taking on The Miz. Miz got booed big time in this country. I think people don't like the fact he's just a reality star guy that turned wrestler. He's an okay guy, okay wrestler, but still, some fans love him, some fans love to hate him. Because we saw, what happened in WrestleMania New Jersey after Mania, with all the Brits still there for Mania, chanting the hell, cheering on Wade Barrett to hell, and of course cheering when Wade Barrett did beat The Miz that night for IC Championship despite losing it the night before. But Sandow got cheered big time, despite Miz coming in with the early advantage with the big splash to the head before indeed tried to kick Sandow until Sandow got the duck and the trip. He was going for his big moves, going for the elbow to stern, following the Russian leg sweep. But as he was trying to capitalize on that move, Miz came flying back with a big knee lift and going for a big move until Sandow blocked it and Miz was back in the driver's seat until Fandango interrupted the matchup, distracted Miz and the fan doing the Fandango. Scalamoose, Canadians doing the Fandango. Of course, Miz and I think they had a match last week, Miz and Fandango, but I think that match didn't settle their issues. With Fandango distracting Miz, Sandow definitely took advantage of that distraction, rolling up Miz with a 1-2-3 victory for Mr. Sandow, thanks to a little help from Fandango. Fans were loving it, doing the Fandango. So there you go, they were loving it. So there you go, Miz loses thanks to a distraction from Fandango. Now the big matchup with the career of Cody Rhodes hanging in the balance. One we gotta do tonight. Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, the Natural, what do you want to call him? Taking on Randy Orton. Now, Stephanie and Triple H will once again try to embarrass Dustin by putting all these pressures in his head. But despite the pressure, of getting Cody's job back in his storyline, Dustin, Goldust, what may you, did show signs of the old Goldust. I've seen him a few times. I remember a few years ago he came back once. And it was really fat, really overweight, really let himself go. But when he fits himself, when he tries to be a screw-up, like he said in his promo, he can really look he looked very fit tonight. He looked awesome tonight. Looked awesome physically, outside of the ring, with his body-wise. He also looked well physically in the ring as well, showing, like I said, signs of the old Goldust by delivering some great epic moves, some big back-and-forth action, and even tried to set up the Shadow Dreams at one point. But those dreams of doing that were indeed shattered. 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 How to do that. Anyway, despite the early offensive from Goldust even getting a "You still got it" chant, Orton being a sly, sneaky viper, or apex predator, or whatever nickname they gave Orton this week, the man of many nicknames got the advantage in his favor, avoiding these Shadow Dreams before they would get it attempted to happen, to execute. But then Orton came back with his own little offensive moves, even delivering the Hangman DDT and all of his big moves to set up a big ending and shadow not only Goldust's dreams of a redemption, but also shadow his dreams of getting back Cody's job. And after that DDT, there's another thing I forgot to mention. I always do this. Did it just me or the Cesaro Santino match? I thought I heard Cesaro said piece of shit. I also didn't mention Cesaro was doing that roundabout thing that a tilt-a-whirl with Santino. And the holy shit chant that came after that. Because it was like, when Santino got let go by Antonio, Santino was dizzy to hell and it didn't even faze Antonio. Once again, forgetting to mention something, had to insert it in randomly like this. So back to the Orton, Cody Rhodes' brother, Goldust match. So after Orton got back in the game with some big knees and hitting the big DDT after Goldust even tried to counter with a bulldog at one point out of an Orton move. Orton, like I said, got back in the game following the attempted comeback out of this matchup attempt by Goldust, delivering a Hangman DDT. As Orton was setting up for the inevitable RKO, he even made fun of Daniel Bryan by doing the yes, 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 and of course the fans doing no. I love that Goldust, every time Goldust was on the offensive, speed of chanting, I love the fact when Goldust was on the offensive and he only going, the fans were like, yes, yes, and Orton was punching, and every time he did punch, the fans were like, no, no, no. So Orton was setting up the RKO, and this would have been a great ending if this was the ender right here. Orton was doing the RKO. Goldust blocked it, countered it into the crossroads. That would have been a sweet way to end it. To get Cody's job back by doing Cody's own move, the crossroads. But Orton kicked out of it. It was so close, yet so far away. But Goldust's emotions, arguing with the referee, got the best of him. Almost got the best of him at one point by getting rolled up by Orton and almost got the pin there. But then his emotions still got the best of him as Goldust tried to go for a clothesline. Orton ducked it, got the RKO, and a 1-2-3 victory for Mr. Orton. Therefore, Cody's job is still non-existent. But I think it's a way to write Cody off. You know, the smart fans like me should know that Cody Rhodes is a storyline fired. He will come back. This writing him off to get married. He said he was going to get married. So it's a way to write him off, let him get married, then come back. But till then, we won't see Cody for a little while. Maybe a month or two. So as Orton stands on top of the hallowed and defeated Goldust, radio inside of the mic, Goldust, you let your family down because I shattered your dreams of bringing back Cody Rhodes to this company. Just like I'm going to shadow Daniel Bryan's dream this Sunday of regaining this, the WWE Championship. So, there you go. And then the final insult was when Stephanie said, you let your family down and blah, 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 blah. She's just a conniving bitch. Speaking of that, I just wish that if the Canadian fans didn't chant asshole, why didn't they chant slut to Stephanie? Do that, please. The crowd chant asshole. We need to get the slut chants back. Slut, slut, slut. You know, hey, she's a slut in this storyline. Now, like I mentioned, Cody Rhodes is going to take on Daniel Bryan this Sunday. Speaking of a man who's going to have an opportunity to get a World Championship, we got our next match involving Rob Van Dam taking on Goldberg. Cryback. Bully. Needs to be fired. Ryback. speaking of someone, like I said, speaking of someone who's going for a title, RVD, and speaking of someone who needs to get fired in real life, go Ryback. God, Ryback's just a fucking pussy. You know, he was good as a face, but now he's a heel. This big bully storyline is not working for him. He needs to get fucking fired bad. You know, he needs to get future endeavored. Anyway, as RVD was preparing for this matchup, as a distraction, here comes his opponent for this Sunday, El Bandol del Rio. They say to RVD, you're a loser. You're going to be a loser. Like your friend Ricardo's a loser, and you will be a double loser this Sunday at pay-per-view. They will be chanting was it chanting RVD or RVB? Because of his accent, probably. But they will chant ADR. You didn't hear faint little ADR chants, but they were just doing that to appease Del Rio, in my opinion. So RVD, despite that distraction of Del Rio watching from the entrance ramp, came in with his usual high-flying deep offense with some great moves, some big strikes, delivering some moves until Ryback came flying back with some abdominal stretch and some offense of his own after being on the defensive. But the high-flying style of RVD caught Ryback once again off guard, like RVD's high-flying offense will once again shake up Del Rio like he has in the past. Delivering the Rolling Thunder move, following another big kick. Literally, RVD was kicking their hell right back with some epic kicks, left and right, coming from RVD, even delivering a big splash from the middle rope. But as RVD nailed another big move, a senton setting up the 5-star frog splash, Ryback rolled out of the ringside. That's when RVD did his big splash from the apron until Ryback ducked out of it, and it RVD collided into the ring post instead of Ryback. So then RVD got slammed into the ring post crotch first, causing a disqualification as Ryback got the loss. But he didn't care, he's a bully. So despite that, Ryback was beating up RVD post-matchup, leading up to the shell shock, as probably Del Rio was probably happy that his opponent for the Sunday was weakened before the matchup by Ryback. So there you go. In that situation with Ryback getting the last word to RVD despite losing the match. I don't think he cared about the match. He just cared about beating up people. That's what he does. He beats people up. Tough guy. Ho! USA doesn't mean United States of America. In my terms, USA to Ryback means you suck ass. I'm hyper tonight. So, a little hyperactive tonight. You know, but anyway, on to our main event. Daniel Bryan taking on Dean Ambrose with the Shield, of course. Rollins and Reigns in Ambrose's corner, and the Big Show being forced to be in Dean Bryan's corner, but just be a corner guy. Or in other words, a cheerleader. As Stephanie, the conniving slut, once again reminded Big Show that he cannot put his hands on the Shield, cause chaos, you know, because it's not good for business. Who would breach a contract? Be a professional. Even Booker T was trying to talk some sense to the Big Show, be a professional. And he kind of was professional, despite these personal emotions, these mixed emotions flowing to Big Show and wanted to let all of his anger out. Of course, he had to kiss ass like everybody else and just sit on his special chair that Stephanie had out. It was a fucking steel chair. Come on, Big Show's 7 feet tall, 300, 500 pounds or so. You can't get him a custom chair to set him a regular steel chair. Corporation 2.0. Anyway, Dean Bryan had things going in hand despite Big Show not being a factor. He didn't need to be a factor. Dean Bryan doesn't need the Big Show. He didn't ask for Big Show to be in his corner, just like Cody Rhodes didn't ask Goldust to fight his battles for him like he did tonight in a valiant but losing effort against Randy Orton. So there you go. Dean Bryan with Big Show applauding and everything, trying to rally the fans and help Dean Bryan in any ways besides getting physical, because he wasn't allowed to, of course, in this situation. Dean Bryan came in with his, of course, his high-flying offense, or as many other fans may call it, Super Bryan. You know, so There goes usual moves, and the crowd going nuts with D-Boy delivering his nasty kicks and football moon. I think he kind of botched it a little bit, but still, just like R-Truth botched the clothesline against Del Rio tonight. Need to mention that too. Anyway, so despite D-Boy getting the advantage early on, of course, Ambrose, like the rest of his Shield members, found a sly, sneaky way to get the advantage without any cheating attempts from the other two members of the Shield. And D-Boy came close to flying back by trying to go for the yes lock until indeed Ambrose broke up the move and go for another kick. Ambrose blocked it in numerous pins. It was a decent matchup for these guys. Pretty decent matchup, landing up at the outside the ring area with D-Boy once again flying high with some big knees, big flying knees to the face of Ambrose and getting back in the game. But indeed, as Waynes and Rollins tried to get involved in the matchup as we should have guessed they would, D-Boy avoided the dive of Rollins, making Rollins hit the announce table, and that distraction kind of helped Ambrose trying to get the win over Daniel by getting him in the ring and going for another tag move following the little sneak attack by the other two members of the Shield. But Bryan got the big surprise with the roll-up as Mr. Ambrose was caught off guard in a 1-2-3 victory for Daniel Bryan. Despite putting all these obstacles against him, D-Boy finally got a bit of revenge by getting the win over Ambrose, defying Triple H once and for all. But as D-Boy was celebrating his little victory over Ambrose, here comes the man he hopes to get a big victory against this Sunday. Randy Orton came down to the ring, flying in the ring, until Bryan came out from the middle with a suicide dive, getting Orton down. And as Orton was down by Daniel following the dive, the other members of the Shield, the Cronies, all three members, outnumbered Bryan and started beating him down. But of course, the Big Show was trying to again defy authority and try to finally let out all of his anger and try to let personal emotions get the best of him. But once again, he backed away following another attempted attack to the Shield following the post-match attack on D-Boy. He even grabbed a steel chair at one point. But of course, that didn't happen either with the hitting of any of the Shield members. That's what I thought was going to happen. Like the Big Show said, oh, you can't put your hands on him, but you can hit him with a steel chair. You didn't hit him with your hands. I thought he was going to find a loophole out of that, but he didn't. So anyway, Show had to watch helplessly as D-Boy got beat up some more, getting the RKO from Mr. Orton. And Big Show was trying to walk away from the situation. Once again, listening to the orders of Triple H and Stephanie despite his best efforts to defy it. Speaking of those two, Triple H and Stephanie came out saying, Big Show, be a professional, get rid of all these personal emotions, and get back in the ring like a professional and knock out Daniel Bryan again. Get him back up and knock him down again. So, Show was like either going to get Daniel Bryan up, but he was like, I don't want to, But then Orton's like, damn, are you listening to Show? He got into Show's face. He got up in Show's face a little bit as D-Boy was still down. He was like, Big Show, if you're not going to hold him up, I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold him up for you. I thought that D-Boy was going to duck. I thought that Orton was going to hold D-Boy up for Big Show to knock him out. If Big Show was going to go for the punch, D-Boy would duck and Orton would get it. But that didn't happen, but something better than that happened eventually. So once again, Big Show defied Orton's orders to knock out D-Boy. So as D-Boy was helpless to defend against Orton holding him up, Big Show again was like, didn't want to do it. So Orton pushed D-Boy back to the ground and once again taunted Big Show saying, you're not going to do this, Joe. Think about your family. Be professional. Don't breach your contract, but Orton was still buffing up the Big Show. D-Boy came back to life, delivering a big running knee out of nowhere, knocking out Orton. Big Show getting sweet satisfaction for Orton getting knocked out by D-Boy's big knee, with D-Boy holding the WWE Championship as it could be a sign of things to come. It could be an omen for the Sunday, hopefully. D-Bot need Orton, like he did to Cena. In that weird cheap ending, though, to get the big knee on Orton and get the victory, and once again be WWE Champion, holding the championship belt high in the air with the fans chanting, yes, yes, yes. So that's how we end Raw, with D-Bot getting the last one by knee Orton, and holding that championship belt high, sending a big, ominous, big message for Orton this Sunday for their match at Night of Champions in Detroit, because I live here in Detroit. I'm not going to the show, though. You know, I'm kind of on a limit on how many shows I go to a year. I go to a lot of events. So I gotta save up. I'm going out of state. So I'm saving up to go out of state to see the Eagles in concert. Don't judge me, but hey. Anyways, so there you go. D-Bot gets the last word of this go-home show before the pay-per-view this Sunday. So that is it for my the WWE Raw review, my Raw review for the night. I will see you all later. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you again later. Yeah. I mean, yes. Yes. Yes.